Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Hannah Wallace and we're here today at SAP's FSI Forum, and joining me is Stephen Lemon from Currencycloud. We're going to be talking about PSD2 in the context of open APIs. Stephen, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So Stephen, PSD2 is rapidly approaching. What are companies in the financial sector doing to cope?
Well, it's interesting actually because there are only 3 or 4 main topics of conversation in financial services at the moment. Brexit, obviously, blockchain, to an extent machine learning, but the main topic of conversation at the moment is PSD2. And the thing that's driving that obviously is there is a hard stop behind it. It's a regulatory change that's being forced through. And we're seeing 2 different distinct types of response to this. There are the organisations that are looking to simply comply and do what is necessary to meet the regulatory obligations, and they're those that are looking to get in front of this and actually actively embracing it as an opportunity and seeing it for the bigger long-term change that it is. Obviously, I think the organisations that are getting in front of this and actively embracing it are the ones that are ultimately going to win.
How imperative is it that banks leverage APIs to success digitally?
It's critical. It's critical. I can't envisage a scenario where a bank that isn't leveraging APIs is going to remain relevant, to be honest with you. We're in an environment, we're in a financial services ecosystem where collaboration is incredibly prevalent. Gone are the days where you have individual banks and service providers selling a full range of products and services to the customers and competing in silos. Those days are long gone. We're now seeing a lot of collaboration, and it's not a question of who has an API nowadays, it's what you can do with it. And the lines between who's a customer, who's a collaborator, and who's a competitor are non-existent nowadays.
PSD2 drives significant changes. What are the main ones you foresee?
I think there's no question PSD2 represents the biggest change in financial services in a generation. It's being compared to banking's iPhone moment. I think you're going to see a rise of new types of platform provider that curate and consume as many banking APIs and fintech APIs for that matter as they possibly can, and then create a simple environment for new developers, app developers, service providers and other fintechs, a new environment on which to build new products and services. This is naturally going to lead to significant disruption in the status quo. It's going to lead to a whole plethora of new business models and customer engagement dynamics. I think you're going to see the banks as a collective. I think their roles are going to change in society. Banks will always be a trusted source of security, custodians, if you will, despite what happened in 2008. Fintechs have got all the digital prowess, the banks are trustworthy. I think you're going to see new levels of collaboration, and PSD2 is just a milestone. I think open banking is going to take us on a much longer journey.
Stephen, it was great having you along today. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching.